Om Gyanatimmirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshulunmilitam Jana Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurun Shri Yuta Padakamalan Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagradatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitantam Sajivam Sadhuitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Presavan Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai Shri Nectar of Instruction Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Before
You want some introduction? You want me to speak some introduction?
you want to sit down. Introduction. Before we go into text 1 of Nectar of Instruction, so look at the preface of this book. How many pages of this book? How many pages? The book, how many pages? So the book has how many pages? 99 or 107? Which one? 107 pages. You have seen a law book before? Any lawyer here? Any law student here? No? Okay. But have you seen any law book? What's the volume? How many pages? Dictionary, how many pages you have in dictionary? And this is only 107. As small as this book is, Subha Goswami took us from sadhana to bhava bhakti. This small book. Very small, but the content is mighty. It's heavy, not small. The content is not small. So it is not a small book like a Path of Perfection, Elevation to Krishna Consciousness, Yoga. This is not. This is a scripture. This is complete scripture. If one studies this book, one will be elevated to the Bhava Bhakti stage of devotion. Rupa Goswami took us to that. So you're not among the small books which we usually have. This is not. It's a complete scripture. And here in the preface, Srila Prabhupada made just one sentence, which is very powerful, that it will take 1 hour to explain. One sentence. What is that? What is the sentence? Advancement in Krishna consciousness depends on the attitude of the followers. What does that mean? Advancement depends on the attitude of the followers. What is the meaning? How do we understand that? Attitude of the followers.
The inner desires. The inner desires.
Inner desires. Inner desires has a lot to do with how we make advancement in Krishna consciousness. Yes. Advancement. It depends on the attitude. That covers every aspect of our Krishna consciousness. Everything we do in our Krishna consciousness depends on our attitude. How do we chant the holy name? It depends on the attitude. How do we hear in the class? How do we hear? We don't perceive things on the same level. Our sense of perception or ability to see things are different according to the modes of nature that governs us. So we practice Krishna consciousness according to the modes. Not Krishna consciousness that is in the modes. The practitioners are in the modes. That also affects our hearing, our speaking, our relationship, how we accept Krishna consciousness. It will tell how much advancement we are going to make. So Prabhupada is making it very, very clear. Advancement in Krishna consciousness depends on the attitude of the followers. If I am not hearing and joking in a class, I won't be able to pass the exam. If I don't perform the assignment given by the teachers, you're not going to pass the exam. Either I follow, I don't follow, it depends on my understanding about the subject, my interest. What is my interest in Krishna consciousnness? What is my interest? I like the philosophical nature of this movement. Especially these days, many devotees are going towards the philosophy. Not really deep about bhakti. And properly looking at that, he's talking to devotees who are practicing Krishna consciousness. What is our devotional level? Not just our philosophical level. Our philosophical level is different, but our devotional level is different. How do we approach our Krishna consciousness? Or in one word, what do we understand? What is Krishna consciousness? This Hare Krishna movement. What is our understanding about Krishna consciousness? We must understand this. Then we can make advancement in Krishna consciousness. If we don't know what we want to do, we will not be able to do it perfectly. Only when we have a clear understanding about what we want to do, then our taste may be of a very high degree or lesser degree. So we must understand. Rupa Goswami wants every one of us to become what? Rupa Goswami is expecting all of us to become what? Goswamis. Not Godas, Goswamis. That is the expectation of Rupa Goswami, that at the completion of reading this book, we must become Goswami. Or we are expected to become a Goswami. That is our expectation. And this book is meant for that. So who is a Goswami? Who is a Goswami? Who is a Goswami? Who is a Goswami? Text 1. Text 1. Yes, this is text 1. This is a Goswami, text 1. So Rupa Goswami wants us to become a Goswami. To become a Goswami, we must approach a Goswami. If you don't know what gold is, you will be cheated. We can buy iron and think it is gold. So if we want to buy gold, you must know what is gold. If we want to become a Goswami, we should know who is a Goswami. Therefore, Rupa Goswami is preparing us. He's giving us the vision to understand, I want to be a devotee. You must approach a devotee. So who is a devotee that we must approach? That will make us that devotee we want to be. This is what Rupa Goswami is doing. Towards the end, Rupa Goswami is talking is really something very high. Radha Kund, living at Radha Kund. But before then, he's talking about who is a person who will give us that goal we are looking for. So he enumerated the 6 qualities here. 6 qualities. We must look very carefully to see who is that person who has these 6 qualities. If you see someone who has these 6 qualities, Rupa Goswami said, go and meet him or her, because he's a Jagat Guru. I saw some years ago, we were preaching in Ahmedabad, and I saw one billboard, very big billboard, Jagat Guru, Swami, such and such and such and so. He has never gone out of his village, and he's a Jagat Guru. How is that a Jagat Guru? He's just a big title, and so many foolish servants are sitting there. They don't know what is a Goswami. Well, they're sitting there with a fool who is also not a Goswami like themselves. But Rupa Goswami is trying to protect it. He's protecting us here by giving us the eye to see whom we should approach to become a Goswami. That personality should have these 6 qualities. So here he begins. Vacho Vegam, Manasa Kroda Vegam, Jiva Vegam, Udara Upasa Vegam, Etan Vegam, Yovisa Hita Dira, Sarvam Apimam Pritivim Sasisyat. So he said, Vachu Vegam. Vega means what? The force. The force. The force that makes us to speak even though we don't know what to speak. Vega. We don't know how to speak, but we are forced to speak. Rupa Goswami said that tendency should be controlled. So Srila Prabhupada said, a Goswami tells his senses what to do. The senses does not tell him what to do. He tells the senses what to do. And he gave example of a tortoise. Tortoise, when he see situation is normal, he bring out the head. When he sees situation is not normal, he goes inside. That's a devotee, the Goswami. He has control over the senses. He does not speak unnecessarily. A Goswami doesn't speak unnecessarily. A Goswami speaks only what is necessary. And Bhagavad Gita said what? Necessary speech should not agitate others. Necessary speech is pleasing. All of us would prefer to be showered with flowers, right? You want flowers. When they shower you with flowers, you feel very happy. But who would like a stone? Anyone would like that? No, we don't like a stone. We like lotus flowers to be showered upon us. That is a Goswami. A Goswami speak mindfully. Meaning what? A Goswami, like Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada purport are not just written. Srila Prabhupada carefully look at his word. He consider how will this benefit everyone before he write each word. How will this benefit the people? Say Goswami. The word which is pleasing means he is considering everyone at all times. That's a Goswami. Not just to speak. What are we speaking? Who is benefiting from what we are speaking? Who? A Goswami look at that. Don't just speak. He will look at the word carefully. How will this benefit people? If someone hears this, how will this benefit others? He look at the word carefully. So the Bhagavad Gita is saying that word is pleasing to the people. It is very, very encouraging. It satisfies those who hears. The word which satisfies people is Krishna Katha. Krishna Katha satisfies people. Is pleasing to the ears and mind and the senses. It's a Goswami. He doesn't just speak because you have mouth, you have tongue. The Goswami is very, very careful with his activities. That whatever I speak, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he told Rupa Goswami, everything you will say is a scripture. Every word is a scripture, said Goswami. Because whatever comes out from his mouth is for the welfare of others. Say Goswami. So it is not just anybody, a title. It's not just a title, it's a qualification. The one has a quality. So you don't just say someone is a lawyer. He has a qualification to be a lawyer. He has a qualification to be a doctor or an engineer. It's not a profession or a position. It's a quality. It has to do with quality. So Rupa Goswami said, Vacho Vega. Vacha. Our words is not a stone, it's lotus flower. We were not just talking about ordinary lotus flower, because it is something about Krishna, for Krishna's devotees. Therefore, it is pleasurable to the heart. That is Vacho Vega. Now we can examine ourselves and see we have cell phones? Do we have cell phones? Okay. So tomorrow morning, from tomorrow, all of us, we should record what we are going to speak from morning till night. And then next tomorrow we will look at it. Do you understand me? Huh? Do you understand me? It's assignment. It's a homework. From what we're going to speak from tomorrow till the night, let it be recorded. After tomorrow, we'll come back here and we'll listen to it. Everybody bring your cell phone and we'll look at it and look at our ability for Vacho Vega. Is it practical or theoretical? Is it practical? You should not do it. Should we do it or not? Huh? If you want to be a devotee, I am not a speaker. You asked me to come and speak this. We would like to see that we are practicing what we are learning. We have never heard that theory makes perfect. What makes perfect? What makes perfect? Practical. Practice makes perfect. So we should not remain theoretical in our Krishna consciousness. We should be practical in our Krishna consciousness. Then advancement depends on the attitude of the followers. So this is speech. Manasa, Vega. Is any connection with Manasa and the Vacha? Is any connection? Huh? Do they connect? Do they have any relation? What is the relationship between the Vacha and the mind and the word? What is the relationship?
Whatever will go on, will come out.
It is what is there that will come out. So if you want to control our speech, what should we control first? The mind. The mind. We have been told many times, Prabhupada said, When will you know a fool? When? Huh? When he when he speaks, and he will speak what is inside the mind. Nobody speaks something outside. We speak what is already there. So for us to control our speech, we need to control the mind. And to control the mind, what should we do? How do we control the mind? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna mantra. But when we chant Hare Krishna mantra, the mind also flies away. The mind goes out. The mind doesn't stay there. When we chant Hare Krishna, the mind goes out. So how do we control the mind? How do we control the mind? Before everything else, where do you control the mind? Yes? Huh? By intelligence. Yeah, okay, good. Intelligence. Something else? What is the best way to control the mind? Follow the instruction, yes. Part of it, yes. Want to say something? Say. I'm ready to hear.
Chant constantly and attentively.
Constantly chant. Constant chanting. It's very good. Yes.
Diverting the mind to Vedic literatures, studying Vedic literatures.
She study the literatures. Yes, austerity of the mind, which is Hema Gita. She study the scripture regularly. Yes.
Resolving mind in ourselves.
Yes, yes. Engage the mind in doing something. Yes. So engage the mind. We should engage the mind. How do we engage the mind? We should hear. We should hear perfectly. See, if you don't hear perfectly, you cannot think perfectly. You must hear. Hearing is very, very important. If you don't hear properly, you can't chant properly, you can't remember properly. So we should hear attentively. To hear attentively, Prabhupada mentioned in the purport here, see, we need austerity. Yes. If you don't discipline the mind by tapasya, you will not hear properly. Tapasya. The Prabhupada mentioned in the purport here. Very, very important. So the mind is the center, let's say the workshop for all the senses. All the senses, they gather in the mind. So the mind is supposed to be controlled by intelligence, but the mind controls intelligence. The mind is more powerful than intelligence for a conditioned soul. So instead of intelligence controlling the mind controls intelligence. Therefore, there is a need for disciplining the mind. You have to discipline the mind. One way to discipline the mind so that the mind does not jump away from hearing, don't tell your mind that you want to chant 60 rounds. Don't tell the mind, I will chant 60 rounds. Tell the mind, you chant only one name. You see, you have to trick the mind. You trick the mind by tuning down the volume of our sense gratification gradually. The volume of our sense gratification, you should learn how to tune it down. Austerity. The mind needs to be disciplined. Therefore, the grossest way to start discipline the mind, that we should not be idle. Don't be idle. Be fully engaged 24 hours. So when a man is thinking of what I'm going to do next, what I'm going to do next, what I'm going to do next. Where is the Maya? Where? The Maya is gone. Without noticing, the Maya is gone because there is no time. When we have time, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur calls it idle talks. When idle talks come when we have space for the mind to be free. Idle talks comes inside, and other things will manifest. So to think of something, we must hear about that thing. See, if you want to think of Krishna, you have to hear about Krishna. If you want to think about the holy name, you have to hear about the name. So hearing is very important. We should learn how to hear. We should give attention to hearing. So when we're too occupied with unnecessary things, even in devotional life, hearing will be difficult. So that's why sometimes you see Hare Krishna devotees, especially the leaders, they still do management in the class. They still do management during japa. This is mismanagement. Krodha Vega, anger. The Krishna consciousness becomes everything becomes meaningful when we apply everything in Krishna consciousness. Everything becomes meaningful. When we apply our anger in Krishna consciousness, anger becomes wonderful, becomes devotional service. And our acharyas have perfectly demonstrated how to use everything in Krishna consciousness. That all the material things become transformed into Krishna consciousness when we employ them in Krishna consciousness. When they are dovetailed, it becomes Krishna conscious activity. So the way Rupa Goswami analyzed all these things, Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam, Jiva Vegam, Udara Upasa Vegam, he has mentioned these 6 things. Then he said, Etan Vegam Yu Visahita Dira. Etan, this is plural. These 6 items, when these 6 items are under full control, one has ability to tolerate them, one can absorb them. In the car, you have a shock absorber in the car. That's a devotee. A devotee is a what? Shock absorber. That all these six armed robbers, these armed robbers, highway robbers, these highway armed robbers, a devotee has the ability to absorb all of them. Visahita. A devotee can confidently hold them. And Rupa Goswami said, he is a Dhira. Therefore, what does he do? Saravam apimam prativitim sa, she said. You are qualified to make disciples all over the world. You are Jagat Guru. This is Jagat Guru. One who has this control over these things is a qualified Acharya. represent the whole world. So one should go everywhere to preach Christian consciousness. Rupa Goswami did not mention if you are 100 years old, you are Jagat Guru. He didn't say if you are Tapasvi, you are eating one banana a day, you are Jagat Guru. He didn't say. He said here, if you can control these 6 pushes, you are Jagat Guru. So our whole duty is to practice how to control these 6 enemies. We should look at this. This is the goal. I'm practicing my Christian consciousness, and this is how they call it, the mirror. This is a mirror. I should see myself, how I am functioning in my Christian consciousness. How am I controlling all this? It's a mirror. We have a mirror to look at our face. This is a mirror to look at our heart and see where we are in our Christian consciousness. That we are gradually moving up with this. So Prabhupada is speaking in the purport. Experience is gathered by hearing and seeing. One who is less intelligent gathers experience by seeing, and one who is more intelligent gathers experience by hearing. When an intelligent person hears from the law books and shastras or scriptures that stealing is not good, and hears that the thief is punished when arrested, he refrains from theft. A less intelligent person may first have to be arrested and punished for stealing to learn to stop stealing. However, a rascal, a foolish man, may have the experience of being both hearing and seeing, and may even be punished, but still he continues to steal. So how many people are here? How many people are here? 3 people. Right? Intelligent person, less intelligent person, and rascal. A rascal will get punished, will be arrested, he hears, he sees, and he experiences it, he would never change. He will continue. How long all of us have been here in this material world? How long we have been here? How long we have been here? How long we have been here in this material world? Please speak now, let me hear. How long we have been here in this material world? Time immemorial. So what is that? Intelligent? That's intelligent? Less intelligent? Or which one? That's we are all rascals. Rascality is keeping us in the material world. So a chance is given to us now not to remain the rascal. Now we should hear and get off our rascality. It's a chance, it's an opportunity that is given to us. I should become intelligent by associating with those who are intelligent, the pure devotees. The pure devotees are giving us the intelligence in the association. This is what we get. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada or Sukadeva Goswami Maharaj Pariksit enter into a deeper discussion to understand the process of atonement. Prayaschitta. What is wrong with Prayaschitta? What is wrong with it?
Cycle of birth and death continues.
Cycle of birth and death continues. Why? I agree with you, but why? Prayaschitta has no potency to uproot the seed of sin. There has no power. It cannot uproot the seed. If you cut a tree, is that all? It will expand. But if you uproot the tree from the root, there's no chance of germinating again. Right? So that is one. What is another thing? Is there other things? What is wrong with Prayaschitta? Prayaschitta, what is wrong with it? Just got one reason. Yes? Very nice. Something else?
We continue to commit sin.
Great. Very nice. Prayaschitta encourages us to remain sinful. We are encouraged to commit sin. So Prabhupada said in a purport, similarly, certain Christians go to church to confess their sins. My church was like this. I was in the Roman Catholic. And this is what we do. Every Saturday we go to confess. And on Sunday you take Holy Communion. Oh, you are a pure soul. And as soon as you come out from the church, what else? Continue with the sin. Yes. He encourages us to continue with sinful activities. So Prabhupada perfectly described our qualities, our attitude. Similarly, certain Christians go to the church to confess their sins, thinking that confessing their sins before a priest and performing some penance will relieve them from the result of their weekly sins. As soon as Saturday is over and Sunday comes, they again begin their sinful activities, expecting to be forgiven the next Sunday. This kind of prayaschitta or atonement is condemned by Parikshit Maharaj. That is true. One, prayaschitta does not have power to completely uproot the seed of sin. Second, it increases or encourages us to continue with the sin. After all, he will forgive me if I go to make confession. He will forgive me, so I can continue again. So the number 10 offenses for chanting the holy name is what? What is number 10? Huh? Say it very loud. Sorry. That is number 10. Number 8. What is 8? No. Number 8. What is number 8? We don't compare the holy name word, auspicious religious activities in the Vedas. That's number 8. The holy name is not atonement. The Hare mantra is not atonement. It's not. It's outside. So we shouldn't put the holy name on the same level. It's an offense. Why? The holy name does not encourage us to remain sinful. Neither does he maintain the seed. The holy name completely uproots the seed of sinful activity and doesn't encourage us to continue with sin. So the holy name is outside. Therefore, it should not be compared with the rituals of the scriptures. It's different. It's not Prayashita. Hare Krishna mantra is not Prayashita. Completely different. And Prabhupada gave example, analogy. Analogy of Prayashita. What is analogy? What is analogy? Elephant baiting. Elephant baiting. Elephant bait nicely in the river. As soon as he come out, what does he do? That is Prayashita. We are encouraged to continue with sinful activities. Therefore, intelligent disciple like Parikshit Maharaj said this is nonsense. An intelligent guru like Sukadeva Goswami said you are correct, this is correct. So a disciple is intelligent, a guru is intelligent. Everything becomes auspicious, wonderful. So what is the solution? A sinful activity cannot be contracted by a pious activity. Thus, real Prayashita atonement is the awakening of our dormant Krishna consciousness. If someone takes their property and then go to confess to someone, yesterday I stole Prabhu's cell phone, please, can you excuse me? Does that work? It's foolishness. Right? It's just like if I misplace my thing in Kanpur, I'm going to look for it in Mumbai. Will you find it there? No, you will look for your thing where it is lost, not somewhere else. Prayashita is like that. You misplace something somewhere and they go somewhere to go and look for it. Therefore, devotees should not go for atonement. We should not wait for atonement. We should take to Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada said it is the awakening of our dormant Krishna consciousness. Real atonement involves coming to real knowledge. And for this, there is a standard process. When one follows a regulated hygienic process, he does not fall sick. In other words, if you take to Krishna consciousness, if one who is functioning within the devotional principles will never commit sin. Nobody will have any difficulty. A devotee will never have difficulty only until one step outside the principle. Only at that point. A devotee who is situated on the principle of devotional service will never have difficulty. Never. It is not possible. And problems comes only when we step out. So it is called deviation. Deviation means what? We have stepped out of the process. When one functions within the jurisdiction of devotional principles, there's no problem. Just like a person who is when one follows a regulated hygienic process, he does not fall sick. Never. A devotee will never have difficulty when we function within devotional principles. Difficulties will come only when we step out, and that is called deviation. Deviation. The deviation will bring problem. It means we are not functioning properly. It is deviation. A human being is meant to be trained according to certain principles to revive his original knowledge. Such a methodical life is described as tapasya. One can be gradually elevated to the standard of real knowledge or Krishna consciousness by practicing austerity and celibacy, brahmacharya, by controlling the mind, by controlling the senses, by giving up one's possessions in charity, by being avowedly truthful, by keeping clean, and by practicing yoga asanas. However, if one is fortunate enough to get the association of a pure devotee, he can easily surpass all the practices for controlling the mind by the mystic yoga process simply by following the regulative principles of Krishna consciousness, refraining from illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling, and by engaging in the service of the Supreme Lord under the direction of the bona fide spiritual master. This easy process is being recommended by Sarupa Goswami. Is Krishna consciousness an easy process? Is Krishna consciousness an easy process? Huh? Easy process? Prabhupada said easy process. So how is it easy process? How is Krishna consciousness easy process?
Because different chanting or giving debate us so that proves that you are
By chanting the holy name, one can go back to Godhead easily. Right? Good. Yes, sir.
All the rules are already given of Krishna conscious person. If you follow it very nicely with eyes, with right eyes, keeping right eyes on the right path, then we can easily go back forward.
Do you know that just by dancing in kirtan, you go back to Godhead? Do you know that? Dancing. Huh? Is that difficult? How many people understand? Prakasananda Saraswati knows this? Does he know this? No. It's beyond their understanding. Though Brahma knows this? Brahma, does he know this? No. What did the Prakasananda Saraswati told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Come and sit down here and waste your time speculating. And they're simply dancing in the street. That is not the duty of a sannyasi. Sit down and speculate. Just speculate, that's all. Is it easy to understand this? That you are dancing, you go back to Godhead? It's difficult for them to understand, but it's easy. This is an easy process. If you want to compare it with the scriptural, Vedic cultural activities for practicing all the regulations in the scriptures, it's difficult. All the rituals It's not wonderful. It's not wonderful. The best silence is what? Speak about Krishna 24 hours. That is silence. That's the wanted. Want that. So if one does not speak and sit down in one place, you will speak in the mind. The mind will speak loudly. You know who speaks the loudest? Do you know who speaks the loudest person? Huh? A silent person. A silent person speaks louder than those who speak. Ha 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 ha. Because everybody will notice the person who is not speaking. Everybody will notice. If you sit in the crowd quietly and don't speak anything, everybody will notice you. You'll be more prominent than those who are just speaking and controlling, shouting. People will not value you, but they will look at this person who is not talking. So the one who does not speak louder than those who speak actually. So speaking for Krishna 24 hours is silence. And that is the best way to control our speech. The best way. The restlessness or fickleness of the mind, Manovega, is controlled when one can fix the mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. We can fix the mind on the lotus feet of Krishna only when we hear. When we hear. Shukadeva Goswami spoke to Mother Parikshit. After speaking for 7 days, the Krishna became planted in his heart. It's not by seeing. Parikshit didn't see Krishna to become planted in the heart. He heard, and Krishna became planted in the heart. Rukmini, she didn't see Krishna. She heard about Krishna, and Krishna became planted in her heart. Hearing. Hearing, when Krishna is nicely described, then we plant that Krishna in the heart. This is hearing. That is how the mind can be controlled. The restless mind can become controlled by placing the lotus feet of Krishna there. It has to come through hearing. Hearing. So we should learn how to hear. And the devotee is coming to the class. We should go to the class with the eagerness to hear. That's a qualification, to hear. Eagerness. Eagerness is required. If one is not eager, it's only 5 minutes you're going to spend there. You will sleep. Or the mind will take us out to the class to a different place. We will not hear. At the end of the class, Prabhu, what did you get from this class? So he was not in the class. Because he didn't hear anything. There is nothing. There's nothing he's taking in the class. Because he didn't hear. The mind took him out or her out. Similarly, anger can be controlled. We cannot stop anger altogether. But if we simply become angry with those who blaspheme the Lord or the devotees of the Lord, we control our anger in Krishna consciousness. You know, when I arrived here, I was not hearing the welcome you were giving to me because I was angry in the car. Somebody was blaspheming, and I was angry. I was shouting in the car. Did you hear me when I was shouting? This movement, I don't know how many of the devotees in this Hare Krishna movement, I don't know how many of us understand what is this Krishna consciousness movement. I don't know. This movement. I don't know how many people here understand what is this Hare Krishna movement. Or those who knows the quality of people Prabhupada brought to this movement. I don't know. How many of us knows this? I was trying to help him and he was not hearing, so I have to shout at him. And still he was not. He is doomed. The danger is that in this movement, when we do something, it does not end with us. The offense which we commit, it does not end with us. The offense which we commit, it goes to our family members. And Krishna was talking to his family members in Dwarka to look at the Brahmana's property. 3 generations of your family member will go to hell. Just to appreciate the Brahmana's property. I like this big bag that he is using. And that is a Brahmana. What of a Vaishnava? What of a Vaishnava? So here, Prabhupada said we should be angry when a devotee, Krishna, are blasphemed. We should not tolerate. I was very angry. I was shouting at him. Because I know where he's going is very, very dangerous. And there are many people like that in this movement. So Prabhupada is speaking. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became angry with the miscreant brothers, Jagai and Madai, who blasphemed and struck Nityananda Prabhu. In his Sisasaka, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wrote, Tuna pi shude chena, taroda pi sahishnina. One should be humbler than the grass and more tolerant than the tree. One may then ask why the Lord exhibited his anger. The point is that one should be ready to tolerate all insult to one's own self. But when Krishna or his pure devotee is blasphemed, a genuine devotee becomes angry and acts like fire against offenders. Krodha, anger, cannot be stopped, but it can be applied rightly. If you want to control our anger, engage it in those who blaspheme devotees and Krishna. Hanuman did that. He was promoted. Lord Ramachandra sent everybody in Ayodhya back to Godhead. Why didn't he send Hanuman? Why he didn't take Hanuman to Godhead? Why Lord Ramachandra didn't take Hanuman to Godhead? He left him here, and what he sent everybody in Ayodhya back to Godhead. To preach Krishna consciousness because of his devotion. Because of his devotion, the Lord is so happy with him, he left him behind to continue his preaching. How did he get that? How did he get the Lord? By anger, by using anger in the Lord's service properly. So in Bhagavad Gita, one of the purport, chapter 4, Prabhupada is mentioning everything has its utility. But it depends on the mind of intelligence to know how to apply them in their proper use. In Christian consciousness. As a devotee knows how to apply everything in Christian consciousness. Therefore, it is only a devotee who is a pure renunciate. In other words, he does not renounce things which to be used in Christian consciousness in the name of renunciation. No, he knows how to use everything in Christian consciousness without his own personal interests. That's a devotee. So although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he teaches tolerance, but he became intolerant. Because he's teaching us the process, how we can use anger in Krishna consciousness. Arjuna, he used anger. Arjuna didn't want to fight, but Krishna infuriated him. Krishna instigated him to fight. You should fight. And Arjuna did. He didn't go to hell. You cannot fight someone peacefully. You must be angry to fight with somebody. So Arjuna fought with anger, but he went back home, back to Godhead. Because it was not for himself, it is for Krishna. In the same way, our tongue has to be used in tasting Krishna and Prasada. Although the tongue is there for tasting Mahaprasadam and chant the holy name, a devotee should not cook palatable dishes to eat because they want to offer to Krishna. In other words, we should not use Krishna to gratify our senses. That becomes sense gratification. No, Krishna should be offered the best thing. That is true. That is true, but you're not Krishna. So you offer Krishna the best thing, high quality prasadam, like Krishna take pan, right? So we should take it? No. And Prabhupada says we're not qualified to take that. So you should not take it. So he for Krishna. In the same way, we should not use Krishna to eat palatable dishes and think, oh, it is prasad. It's Krishna prasad. Yes, Krishna prasad can be sense gratification also. One should take prasadam at scheduled times and should not eat in restaurants or sweetmeat shops simply to satisfy the whims of the tongue or belly. If we stick to the principle of taking only prasada, the urges of the belly and tongue can be controlled. In a similar manner, the urges of the genitals, the sex impulse can be controlled when not used unnecessarily. The genitals should be used to beget a Krishna conscious child. In other words, who is qualified to have children? Who is qualified to have children, to have sex? Who is qualified to have sex? Even if you're a householder, still, who is qualified to have sex? Properly explained here. Otherwise, they should not be used. The Krishna consciousness movement encourages marriage not for the satisfaction of the genitals, but for the begetting of Krishna conscious children. As soon as the children are a little grown up, they are sent to our Gurukula school in Dallas, Texas, where they are trained to become fully Krishna conscious devotees. Many such Krishna conscious children are required, and one who is capable of bringing forth Krishna conscious offspring is allowed to utilize his genitals. Who is qualified to have sex? Who? Anyone who is married? No. Prabhupada made it clear here. Many such Krishna conscious children are required, and one who is capable of bringing forth Krishna conscious offspring. When we know that our child is going to be a devotee, my consciousness, I have trained my consciousness, I have trained my senses in such a way that now I'm a Goswami. See, if you look at our history, you look at our scriptures, you don't see a lazy man who is married. Do you see in the scripture? Huh? Gasamuni is lazy man. Kasabuni, lazy man. Subarimudi, lazy man. Karamuni, lazy man. Look at all of them, they're all money. For sister, money. All of them are monies. You don't see a lazy man. So they are qualified. Agasamuni asked his wife, what kind of children you want? Do we have such a husband today? Who can ask the wife, what kind of children you want? You want one powerful son who is equal to 10, or you want 10 children? We have that? Okasabuni told his wife, you see, you forced me to unite with you a wrong time. My unity with you, they are two souls there, they are demons. We have that quality today? Huh? We have? So you are not qualified to marry, so don't marry. I'm not saying it's proper. I'm not saying, I'm repeating what you say. Everything should be with quality. We mentioned before. Quality, not position. We mentioned it before. It is confirmed this year. Quality, not position. Not that Zoom position, I am this. They should look at the quality if we are there. Otherwise, we should be humble to keep our senses under control. In his Annus Britti, explanation of Wadeshamrit, Shlabotizan Saraswati Prabhu write that our material identification creates three kinds of urges: the urge to speak, the urge or demands of the mind, and the demands of the body. When a living entity falls victim to these three types of urges, his life becomes inauspicious. One who practices resisting these demands or urges is called tapasvi, or one who practices austerities. By such tapasya, one can overcome victimization by the material energy, the external potency of the supreme personality of Godhead. So he describes all of them here in detail. Supposed to close by 7? 7. Okay. We have 3 minutes to 7. Any question? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay. Any question or comment? 3 minutes left.
One who is not eager, he sleeps in the class, Prabhuji. Maharaj, you told Maharaj, like, if one is not eager, he will sleep in the class, he will sleep in japa. Then Maharaj, when we moved ahead, then we have also heard that devotee sleeps also because of their physical condition, and that also. So that surpasses if one is not eager. If one is eager, then he can surpass his physical conditions also.
Do you hear voice? You don't speak inside the microphone clearly, sir.
Maharaj, I am asking,
Yes.
A person who is eager, he never sleeps in class,
Good.
neither in japa. But Maharaj, I am asking, if a person's physical condition is not such that he can wake up, but he is eager, then he can surpass his physical condition also.
I see how difficulty with the last part.
He's telling if somebody's physical condition is such that he's not able to remain awake in class. So you told that if somebody is eager, then he can remain awake in class. So can someone who is eager can surpass his physical condition also?
Eagerness is very, very powerful. It has mystic power. Eagerness has mystic power. So if one is very, very eager to dance in the kirtan, but the physical condition is not suitable for that, but the eagerness is there. When that person comes to kirtan, he will shake the body where he's sitting. So he's dancing. But the person is not eager. You see, I'm not fine. I'm not healthy. I'm very sick. I'm just about to die. But a person is eager, even though he's sick and he's there, he will shake the body. He's dancing. He does not have to jump up before he's considered dancing. He's dancing. So they shake the body, he's dancing. The Christian would appreciate that. He's dancing for me. But see, he is not in good health, but he's doing something. That eagerness, the Christian will appreciate. Christian will appreciate it. More than a person who is physically jumping, but in the mind is not dancing. Yes. So eagerness is very, very powerful. Yes. So it's a qualification for us to hear about Krishna, eagerness. That's in this first canto, second chapter again in Bhagavatam. Eagerness. To hear. It's powerful. So we should be eager. In our Christian consciousness. Eagerness. All right? Yes, Prabhu.
Maharaj, Hare Krishna. Maharaj, you told silence is constantly speaking of Krishna. Silence means to speak always about Krishna.
Yes.
How to check whether we are speaking is Krishna Katha or not? Because we may give excuse that I am speaking Krishna Katha, but how to check whether it is Krishna Katha?
Yes, how do we know what I'm speaking is Krishna Katha? If I'm speaking so that when I finish my class, that is no Krishna Katha. I'm speaking, I'm expecting glorification. That is no Krishna Katha. It's our ego we are demonstrating. I'm speaking, but at the end, I'm expecting that all of you are going to give me donations. After all, I pay money to go for Bhakti Vaibhava. I pay money to go and study the scripture. So if you come to come and speak, you have to pay me. These days, devotees are performing kirtan and they are paid. What is that? How do you call that? It's for Krishna. Is it kirtan? I'm justified because I pay money to learn Mridanga. So if you want me to come and have kirtan for you in a house, you have to pay. That is business. It is not holy name. It's business. It is true you pay money to learn these things. It is true. But if we take money for doing these things, it's not devotional. I'm speaking so that everybody know that of all the Bhakti Sastri facilitators, I'm the best. That is not Krishna Katha. What is inside our mind, what is motivating us to speak, Krishna knows. And he will reciprocate based on that. If it is Krishna Katha, we will not expect anything. Nothing. Because it's a service. It's a service we're doing. Nothing is expected. A servant does not expect anything from the master for the service rendered. If we're workers, a worker and the master, yes, you expect a salary. Because it is not based on love. So if it is Krishna Katha, our intention, Rupa Goswami, Sukadeva Goswami, he charged Maharaj Parikshit money. He charged him money. He paid. For 7 days he paid. And that was not even to pass exam and have a certificate and become something else. This one is to go back to Godhead. It's very, very serious. Did he pay money for it? No. That is Krishna Katha. The idea is that I am doing this service, and the result is that the person will become benefited. Parikshit Maharaj got Krishna planted in the heart because the speaker was pure. So if our intention is to give service to devotees and try to maintain the purity as much as possible, that is Krishna Katha. Everybody will benefit. When we speak something and it is taking care of people's intellect and not addressing the heart, that is not Krishna Katha. Krishna Katha is to go to the heart and destroy ignorance and reveal Krishna. That is Krishna Katha. And that should be the purpose of speaking. So properly introduce this system of hearing Bhagavatam Gita every day is for this purpose, for purification. So he's very, very convinced about what he gave to us. If you hear every day, you become Krishna conscious. Prabhupada was very emphatic about that. And is convinced about it. So we should speak for that purpose. That is Krishna Katha. So the Prabhupada ki jai.